Good afternoon. What tarde?
What a mustache. Yeah, I saw you discussing, talking about your mustache. I saw.
Io bigode brilliante. So, good afternoon, everybody. You know, we like to do a lot of different things on this channel, and I tell everybody to subscribe because we talk about everything from money to world travel to social issues. But one of the things that I have to remember is sometimes we just have to have fun. You know, sometimes we just have to do things just for the sake of doing them, especially in these times where everybody is stressed out. And the last time I had these two guests, it was like people were angry that I didn't tell them ahead of time because it kind of popped up on me and they said, how dare you? How dare you not have made sure ahead of time that we knew they were coming? So what I want everybody to do real quick is this. It's in the description in the YouTube, but I want you to go check out two people. And I want you to check them both out on Instagram because this is where they do a lot. First, I'm going to give you, before we even start singing, I want to share everybody this page. Boom. I want you to follow Alexandre, and I'm going to put his right here, and it may already be there. Follow Alex. There we go. On his Instagram. Boom. He's got a lot of good stuff there. And also on Instagram. Boom. Oh, how do I do this?
I don't know. You're at the controls.
All right. And there you are. And there you are from, I think, from last time.
Oh, cool.
Look at it.
Let's see. There. And I want everybody to have a chance to follow your channel as well, especially if they get done listening to you.
Thank you.
No problem. Teamwork. We're all here to really, you know, we got to talk a lot about history last time. We got to hear a lot about history. We got to hear a lot about music. And I said, when you came back, I actually told one of my friends, I'm going to talk less and be more of a student. This is my channel, but you know what? You're introducing me to something about a country that I've lived in for 5 years. I'm a permanent resident. I'm gonna be a Brazilian citizen soon.
Wow.
I feel like school is more than just me learning the language.
Yes.
And today's class is in session. So tell us what you're doing today while I say hello to everybody.
All right. Well, what we thought today is because I know when I first came here, I had an idea. Can everyone hear me? Because I got my mask on.
Yeah, you can come closer, but we can hear you.
Okay. When I first came to Brazil, I had no idea about the diversity of music here. I would say there are more styles of music here in Brazil than there are in the United States, for sure. But we get outside of Brazil, you hear very little of it. And Alexandre and I were talking, and I was telling him how, for me, understanding about the music of Brazil is like a map of Brazil, because the music is so connected to the geography, to the culture, to the regions. The music tells the history of the country. And so we wanted to put together something where we could share music, and through sharing the music, people could also understand a little bit about the different regions and the history of Brazil. So we're gonna do kind of like a synopsis, because there's a lot. So we're just kind of doing like, you know, when you could order that plate of samplers, see which one you like. So this is kind of like a plate of samples of Northeastern music. So today we're going to start with the Northeast. And I will let the Brazilian take over, because Brazilian musicians should talk about music in Brazil. And I'll be here assisting on voice and percussion, whatever else is needed.
Well, first of all, thank you, Yusef, for the opportunity to share this culture, this music, this Brazilian music that I love. and live from this expression. Today, like said Alisa, we'll talk about a region called Northeast. Northeast? Okay. We'll talk about Northeast. Is that one of the more important places of our culture? That Brazilian music culture, we have to know something about this region. Yeah, you see there in red. That's northeast of Brazil. So we will play some music and talk about a little about this region. Very in the countryside, very arid. You have also a country style of life, and we'll sing.
There's two regions, so we're talking about the countryside and then the So the music is defined by the region where it comes from. So we're going to start off with music from the countryside, or what they call here the interior of the Northeast, and it has a different type of geography, different climate, different cultural influences. So we're going to start off with that part of the Northeast, and then we're going to go to the coast, which is where you have more of the urban centers and you have more African influence, and so the music is different along the coast of the Northeast. Yeah. So we just divided it into those two, and then there'll be Bahia, because Bahia is kind of a separate entity within the Northeast because of its very specific African influences, and the importance it has to the music in the whole country.
And that's it. We will start.
Yes, we prefer to sing and play than to talk, so. Can we start, or you want us to hold on?
What do you want me to do? I'm not a musician. You're in charge now. So here's what I will tell everybody. Listen, while you're here, I'd like to be sure to click the like button, click the share button, and click the subscribe button. I'll be happy if you just click subscribe, but this is how we get to meet so many amazing people from so many amazing places and talk about so many different things. I tell everyone that I do talk about three things. I talk about money, world travel, and social issues. So stick around for at least a month. You'll enjoy some of the things, and if you don't, that's fine too. But we have this huge variety of guests and groups of people, and this channel has grown so great. Okay, yeah, listen. Black Torch is impatient. He said, let's go. So we're going. And Black Torch, I don't know if you've emailed me. Email me at YusefWateef@gmail.com. We're going to talk about your being a digital nomad.
Cool. All right, ready? Let's go.
Então, gente do Brasil, meus amigos, a gente está aqui para compartilhar um pouco da nossa cultura com essas pessoas lindas que estão aí querendo escutar e entender mais a gente. Então, a gente vai falar do Nordeste hoje, vamos falar da cultura nordestina. Bom,
vou cantar um pouco também, vai desculpando que eu sou a gringa na cena, viu?
Mas... Maneiro, cadê?
Here. Which one are you doing first?
Xodó?
Xodó!
Falta eu sinto de bem, que falta me faz um xodó. Mas como eu não tenho ninguém, eu levo a vida assim tão só. Eu só quero um amor que acabe o meu sofrer, um xodó pra mim, com meu jeito assim, que alegre o meu viver. Que falta eu sinto de bem, que falta me faz um xodó, mas como eu não tenho ninguém, eu levo a vida assim tão só. Eu só quero um amor que acabe o meu sofrer, um xodó pra mim, com meu jeito assim, que alegre o meu viver. Um xodó pra mim, com meu jeito assim, que alegre o meu viver. Diga-me, mamana, oi, 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 oi. Diga-me, mamana, eu, ai, 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 ai.
Alexandre, what kind of music was that? That was
You know,
not what was
That's not a samba. It's a
we're
baião.
all virtually clapping. I wish you could hear us.
Well, that's a baião music from
what you said?
the countryside of the northeast.
Uh-huh.
Now I will sing a song that's very important to all of us. It's like a hino,
It's like an anthem.
an
Of the
anthem,
Northeast.
and the name is Asa Branca.
And who's it by?
What?
Who's it by?
Humberto Teixeira e Luiz Gonzaga. Luiz Gonzaga. And the first song that we have sing is written by Dominguinhos e Anastácia.
Okay.
Okay? So, Asa Branca is a bird.
Is it that the tone? No. Quando olhei a terra ardendo, com fogueira de São João, eu perguntei a Deus do céu, por que tamanha judiação? Eu perguntei a Deus do céu, por que tamanha judiação? Que prazer o que fornaia, nenhum pé de plantação. Por falta d'água, perdi meu gado, morreu de sede meu alazão. Por falta d'água, perdi meu gado, morreu de sede meu alazão. Até mesmo a asa branca bateu asa do sertão. Então eu disse adeus, vazinha, guarda contigo o meu coração. Então eu disse adeus, vazinha, guarda contigo o meu coração. Hoje longe muita cena,
Uma triste solidão, espera a chuva cair de novo pra mim voltar pro meu sertão. Espera a chuva cair de novo pra mim voltar pro meu sertão. Quando vejo dos teus olhos espalhados na plantação, eu te asseguro, não chores não, viu, que eu voltarei, viu, teu coração. Não chores não, viu, eu voltarei, teu coração.
That was beautiful, very relaxed.
you. So I'll just say a little bit. This lyric is so beautiful, and he can talk about this more maybe. But it's about a man who has to leave his home because there's no rain, and he's leaving his love behind. And he says, "When the plantation turns the color green like your eyes, I'll be back."
Wow.
Like after it rains and the rains come back and they can plant again, he'll be back. Well, this is very much the story of the people of the Sertão. They were migrants. They had to leave. There are periodic droughts in the Sertão. So this thing of migration and the land and drought is very much a part of the culture and the music.
Now, is that where you are now?
No, we're in Bahia. Which is
No, it's that way there.
No, in Bahia.
There.
No, we're talking about the Sertão is inland. It's the countryside.
It's farther inland?
Yeah, it's not along the coast.
Gotcha.
Desert. The inside, like when you leave the coast of Northeast Brazil, the countryside, like inside, it's desert-like.
200 kilometers.
Yes, 200 kilometers away, like 120 miles. It's desert. It's very dry. So it's a totally different culture. What's next?
Thank you so much. These songs are part of that we call forró. Are songs that we dance.
Yes.
That's the party, forró. And they say forró is a word that came from the English.
Like it came from English.
For all. For all.
It's a party for all.
Because the American soldiers, that's the story. American soldiers in Fortaleza or in Ceará, I don't know, they in Rio Grande do Norte, they were there and seeing the people dancing, and the people said, "No, it's for all. You can stay with us."
What's our next?
It's a story. Next, now we'll play another rhythm.
I get to play something.
Yeah.
You're gonna do the biome.
Yeah.
You can play along at home. He's gonna show you.
It's a shotty.
I wish I had one.
You guys can do that at home. I'm gonna try. You played this before.
To return, that's it. This song, I wrote this song, talk about the artists seeing the pandemic. The pandemic. Thank you. And that's it. Artista pra valer eu sou, rego de esperança o verso e não há poder de praga pra secar a minha flor. Artista pra valer eu sou, rego de esperança o verso e não há poder de praga pra secar a minha flor. Artista pra valer eu sou, rego de esperança o verso e não há poder de praga pra secar a minha flor. A alegria de viver é arte, mas todos sabem da tristeza. E a razão dela tão triste é que no verso ela é beleza. Quem tem a luz da humanidade pariu com ela a esperança. E a artista com a guerreira a felicidade encheu de vida a nossa dança. Artista pra valer eu sou, rego de esperança o verso e não há poder de praga pra secar a minha flor. Artista pra valer eu sou, rego de esperança o verso e não há poder de praga pra secar a minha flor. Alguém quis perguntar à arte qual o sentido da doença? Ela diz a humanidade, ou união ou a sentença. Quem tem no peito a grandeza, da ganância até tem dó. E florzinha me piscou, já tem certeza, me chamando por forró. Artista pra valer eu sou, ego de esperança, o verso poder de praga pra secar a minha flor. Artista pra valer eu sou, ego de esperança, o verso e não há poder de praga pra secar a minha flor. Alguém quis perguntar à arte qual o sentido da doença. Ela diz a humanidade, comunhão ou a sentença. Quem tem no peito a grandeza, da ganância até tem dó. E florzinha me piscou, já sem tristeza, me chamando por forró. Bora! Artista pra valer eu sou, régua de esperança, o verso, uma poder de praga pra secar a minha flor. Muito bom.
Yeah, it's first time we've done that. Yusef, this is one of his original songs.
Yeah, I'd actually, you know what? After we talk or after we go offline, I'd actually, if he hasn't written anywhere, I'd like to have it translated. It sounds interesting. Again, the difference between learning language and learning music is vast because music is artistic, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The music is in all of us.
Mm. It's a right. The music is a right.
Yes.
Of the humanity.
Yes, yes.
It's a right.
It's also interesting, and I don't know if it happened in Brazil, but I know in many places, particularly for music that came from Africa, music was, and I'm sure it happened in other cultures, but it was interesting to realize how music would have to be double or triple entendre, having to be able to be used as something to communicate messages, the words under the words.
There's a lot of that in Northeastern music, a lot. Duplo sentido.
Yeah, all the time.
A lot.
It's a way to see, to when you want to talk with a person, you refer a bird, and it's very poetic. It's wonderful. And the Northwest music is one of the more beautiful musics that we have here in Brazil. I think you in São Paulo, you hear something about it.
We do, but of course it's São Paulo is in the southeast area, so we would have people come in with music, but São Paulo has a very different feeling. I would like to say this is very interesting. São Paulo is not as warm as the Northeast.
No, it isn't. Yeah.
I will, Raining Woman. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Bye.
So let's.
Did you finish in the countryside of the Northeast? Or is there anything else you wanted to show?
Yeah, what you want? What you think?
Another one we're supposed to do together? Or no.
Yeah. What?
Shodô? Did we do Shodô?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. You want to do Maracatu now?
Yeah. Do a maracatu.
I don't know. So this is you. I have to do it.
I'm talking in Spanish.
If you show me the rhythm, I can do it.
Now, did he write this one?
Yeah.
That last one he wrote. So,
and I will sing another music that I wrote.
I'm the percussion today. You want to tell me what you're gonna play? And a little bit of we're leaving the countryside and we're going to the coast.
Now we are going to the coast.
The coast, okay.
The
coastal music has a different sound.
Yeah, Recife, the capital of Pernambuco. Fortaleza, the capital of Ceará. São Luís, the capital of Maranhão. Aracaju, the capital of Sergipe. Maceió, the capital of Alagoas. Natal, capital of Rio Grande do Norte.
These are all states.
The only one city capital that isn't in the coast of the states of the Northeast is Piauí, because Teresina is in the country. And Salvador is also in the country. Now, I'll play a frevo. It's better. Frevo is a carnival music. Né? Gente, vou falar agora do carnaval pro pessoal, né? Vou cantar. I will sing a song called Vivaldim.
Okay, and this is from Recife?
Yeah, Recife is a song that I wrote too.
Okay.
And a frevo, very strong frevo.
So frevo is a style of music that's characteristic of Carnival and Recife, which is in the state of Pernambuco, Olinda.
Now, here's one thing I will say is when we think about Carnival, most of my friends only think about samba.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand that there's a lot more.
In Pernambuco, there's mostly frevo and maracatu. There's some samba, but not as much as frevo and maracatu, right?
No, that's what the people knows Rio and the culture of Rio and São Paulo. But samba is only a part of the carnival. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose it's a little part of this expression. Mm-hmm. In fact, all the rhythms in Bahia, Salvador, you have very mixed rhythms. Samba is
one of them.
Is one of them. And the country rhythms too is inside the carnival rhythms. So it's very important we did a playlist for everyone to listen, to hear music, to listen music. And so I'll show you the frevo. It's a very important music in Recife, in Bahia too. It's a marcha.
I'll try.
It's difficult.
Wow.
Like this?
Oi, você me espera na ilha de Itamaracá pra saber que o sol é mais quente na banda de lá, onde a gente faz carnaval o ano inteiro na beira do mar. Oi, você me espera na ilha de Itamaracá pra saber que o sol é mais quente na banda de lá, onde a gente faz carnaval o ano inteiro na beira do mar. Esse mar que tem estrelas pra contar, esse amor que tem histórias pra dizer que a vida é boa e que a morena continua a sustentar a alegria de fazer o carnaval. O carnaval vem aí, Recife, Olinda, Rio, Salvador. Já é quase dezembro e tá na hora de esquentar os tambores e acender o fogo dela. O carnaval vem aí, Recife, Olinda, Rio, Salvador. Já é quase dezembro e tá na hora de esquentar os tambores e acender o fogo dela. Olha, moleque! Bora, moleque, simbora pra rua, querendo que a gente precisa dançar. Segura, moreno, não deixa ele embora que agora a alegria chegou, vai pegar. Arrasta esse frevo com toda a vontade e anima a cidade que eu tô pra chegar. Arrasta esse frevo com toda a vontade e anima a cidade que eu tô pra chegar. Tá danado, rapaz. Ei.
Well, that was exciting.
Yeah, you have to see it in the street. The people
What does it look like? Umbrellas and everything?
Yeah.
Can you dance for us? Can you dance for us? Can you see that? Hold on.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think carnival in that area is very different. I prefer.
Uma live, hein?
He's gonna dance for
Aí,
that.
rapaziada.
So that's the dance.
I prefer carnival in Salvador to carnival in. I have been to carnival in Rio. I think that's okay. I have been to carnival in São Paulo, where I live. That's okay, but I prefer carnival in Rio. It has a different.
In Rio or in Bahia?
In Bahia, Salvador.
Well,
It's very different.
it's very different. So now we will talk about Bahia.
Yes.
That's our
We're gonna
time.
do maracatu.
Maracatu is also written from Pernambuco. It's a very African rhythm. And you have maracatu in the country, inside the country, and you have it in the coast. Two types of maracatu. And this song that I will play to you is a type that is in the coast. It's a carnival maracatu. It is very mixed with the religion, with candomblé. It's very important to say that because carnival for the black people is very mixed with the religion.
The traditional religions.
And we'll talk about when we talk about Bahia. Viu, gente? Estou falando aqui da importância da religião para a música carnavalesca no Brasil, sobretudo do afrodescendente, né? Então é isso aí. Eu vou cantar agora um maracatu chamado Eu Tenho Que Ir Embora.
This maracatu is called I Have to Go.
I Have to Go.
What's the
Assim. Meu povo, eu tenho de ir embora. Adeus, meu povo, eu tenho de ir embora. Vestindo as estradas quebradas, caminhos, eu tenho um encontro com a aurora. Vestindo as estradas quebradas, caminhos, eu tenho um encontro com a aurora. Adeus, meu povo, eu tenho de ir embora. Adeus, meu povo, eu tenho de ir embora. Seguindo as estradas quebradas, caminhos, tenho um encontro com a aurora. Seguindo as estradas quebradas, caminhos, tenho um encontro com a aurora. Agradeço ao povo do dia, agradeço ao povo da noite. Venha com a gente, quem for de boa energia. Venha com a gente, só ando em boa companhia. Venha com a gente, só ando em boa companhia. Adeus, meu povo, eu tenho de ir embora. Adeus, meu povo, eu tenho de ir embora. Seguindo as estradas quebradas, caminhos, eu tenho um encontro com a aurora. Seguindo as estradas quebradas, caminhos, eu tenho um encontro com a aurora. Adeus, meu povo, eu tenho de ir embora. Deus, meu povo, eu tenho de ir embora. Seguindo as estradas quebradas, caminhos, eu tenho um encontro. Aí, Sérgio, Clécia, Aline, todo mundo.
Lili! Hi, dona Lili!
Alice, meus amigos, meus irmãos, que bom.
So that was maracatu, which is from Carnival in Recife. Now we're going to go to Bahia.
Now we are going to Bahia.
Wait, I have a question.
Hmm?
I have a question because we always hear about the big instruments like the guitars and the tambourines, tambores, but those little bells are an important part of the song. What are they called, and are they different tunes? Different.
This,
Yeah, because they have different sizes.
the name of this is agogo, and you have two different notes here. It is from Africa, without any transformation.
Not any doubt.
It's African, and we use it in candomblé and in a lot of expressions that we do here. So yeah, you have another o chocalho também. Pega o chocalho. Another sound that's very important in our culture is this sound. So when you have, how can I say sutil?
Subtle.
It's very subtle and very important sounds. It's another one chamado reco-reco, called reco-reco.
Sounds like a frog.
Like a frog. Like a frog. Parece sapo mesmo. But it's very important to make all the alturas, the highs of the sound.
Different levels of sound.
Different levels of the sound is very important to us.
Or layers.
Yeah. Now, because you talk about the agogo, I think it's good to begin with Bahia, with a rhythm, an African rhythm called Ijexá. Ijexá, that's the name that we used to call this rhythm, and this rhythm is played inside the afoxés carnival groups, but like the maracatu, religions groups. Because carnaval in Brazil, it's a way that the black people found to be black people. You have to. How can I be black? I am black in the carnival. I use African clothes. I use the language and everything. So the mask for us is the way that we are exactly what we are. So agogo is, and Alisa, you play that, Ijexá, don't you? She will play. Listen how Africa is. Pode ser aqui. Começa do mais grave. Wait a minute.
It's music class.
Yeah.
You know, listen how is the African intelligence of the music. Ta, ta, ta. You in your house, in your home, you can do and help us doing this. Ta, 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 ta. Listen, Lagogo. Ajayo! Nessa cidade todo mundo é do Oxum. Homem, menino, menino, mulher. Mais baixinho. toda a cidade irradia magia. Presente na água doce, presente na água salgada, e toda a cidade brilha. Presente na água doce, presente na água salgada, e toda a cidade brilha. Seja tenente ou filho de pescador, ou importante desembargador, se dá presente é tudo uma coisa só. A moça que mora na água não faz distinção de cor, e toda a cidade é doce. Ora, eu é doce. É doce. É doce. Ora, eu vou navegar. Eu vou navegar nas ondas do mar. Eu vou navegar. Eu vou navegar, eu vou navegar nas ondas do mar, eu vou navegar. Oh, 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 Oxumora,
It fades off into the sunset. Are these songs written for small bands of one or two people, or are they written for large groups?
Answer you. No, for a large group.
Music is never written for a small group in Brazil, at least in Bahia. Music is written for everybody to sing. And this is a song by Lazo, who's like a really beloved...
Jerônimo.
Oh, Jerônimo. Sorry, Jerônimo.
Jerônimo.
Who's a classic composer of popular songs here in Bahia. So like this is a song everyone knows. If you go anywhere and hear this song, everybody will start singing. Everybody.
And talk about
Orisha.
Yeah, Ijexá is a music played for Oxum, the Orixá, Oxum, the water.
Yes.
Itself.
Sweet water.
Herself, the water itself. Exactly. Well, and it is part of the carnival and the religion. Mm-hmm. And we have other rhythms. I think you know better what I'll say now, because we will talk about samba reggae.
Yes.
Samba reggae is one of the more important things that happen in the Brazilian music, because socially is a result of a fight against the racism here in the city, and it grew for something very big.
It's like a movement.
Because we call the groups, the African carnival groups, like Bloco Afro.
Yes.
Bloco Afro. And in the 70s, they began, and Ileaê was the first bloco that only accept black people here.
And you had to be, they had like the opposite of the paper bag test. If you were
wait, say that again.
So like they had the opposite of the paper bag test in the States. If you were lighter, you couldn't be a part of Ileaê in the beginning. Like it was a group that really valued the darkest Afro-Brazilians, the ones with the kinkiest hair. They really were about showing the beauty of being black, as close to Africa as you could get.
And it started in 74, 75. But now, and it still exists.
Mm-hmm.
It's very beautiful. And they doesn't do Samba reggae. Samba reggae were an invention of Olodum. Olodum.
Wait, what?
The samba reggae was invented from Olodum, by Olodum. Olodum invented samba reggae, and it was in the beginning of the 80s years. Estou falando aqui, gente, da questão da construção do Olodum, dos blocos afro, né? Porque eu sei que eles conhecem o Olodum, é importante que a gente fale, o Olodum é muito importante. And the importance of the Olodum and the Eleaê, Malê, de Balê, Muzenza, is in the lyrics, talking about Africa and talking about the ancient Africa, about the reality of the society, the Bahian society, and everything. So I'll show you why it is samba reggae. Let's do that. You know, Yusef, all great people that is watching us, that the bass of the reggae, the bass in a reggae is like this. So, it's very. I forgot to say how reggae is important. Of course, if it is samba reggae, reggae is very important. Bob Marley in Bahia and São Luís do Maranhão is a famous and important artist. And what Olodum did in the bass drums, in the bass drums, put the bass of the band, the electric bass. And the guitar in the high drums, like this. And can you do that? That's the great thing that they did. That's samba reggae. 50 musicians playing that. Can you realize what it is? 50 músicos percussionistas, 50 musicians playing. It's drums, playing only drums. It doesn't. No bass, no guitars, no strings. So we'll sing an Olodum song, very important. Madagascar, Olodum.
Is this right?
Criaram-se vários reinados, o ponto de Melinas ficou consagrado. O Buaê, cidade sagrada, e fato cidade sagrada. A rainha Ranavalona destaca-se na vida e na mocidade. Majestosa negra, soberana da sociedade. Alienado por seus poderes, Rebatão não foi considerado um verdadeiro rei que levava no seu reino a bailar. Indonésios, árabes se entregam à cultura malgares. a Salvadorio, arrastando-se pelo Brasil. A Navarra, Navalai, aí pega toda a nação, feridas, povos, tradição. E os mazimbas foram vencidos pela invenção. Sacalabá, sunaê, sacalabá, suná, sacalabá, sunaê, sacalabá, suná, Madagascar, ilha do amor, Madagascar, ilha do amor, Madagascar, ilha do amor, Madagascar, ilha do amor. Aê, Madagascar, aê, eu sou arco-íris de Madagascar, olha eu descaí. Aê, Madagascar, Olodum, tá beleza, tá lindo. Aê, eu sou arco-íris e viva pelo Pelourinho, patrimônio da humanidade. Pelourinho, Pelourinho, palco da vida, das negras verdades, protestos, manifestações, faz Olodum contra o apartheid. Juntamente com Madagascar, liberdade e o seu reino a brilhar. Sacalabá, sunaê, sacalabá, suná, sacalabá, sunaê, sacalabá, suná, Madagascar, ilha do amor, Madagascar, ilha do amor, Madagascar, ilha do amor, Madagascar, ilha. What a wonderful song.
I never knew that was the name of that song.
Madagascar Olodum. And ou seja, it's very important to us that songs, all of the songs of 80s, they are guides for us to remember what we have to think and what we have to.
It's kind of like Black Pride music.
Yeah.
You know, because the lyrics, especially back in the 80s, spoke about Black pride, the connection to Africa, how Africa was present in the culture here. So it's something that when you play it someplace, it's like you're making, it's a statement of Black pride.
Okay. Black pride. That's
there is no like to it. You're making a statement.
Yeah. So, Bahia put us inside the samba. If you want to know what samba is, we are in the right place because the samba began here.
Not in Rio.
Not in Rio. Began here.
From Bahia. It's proven. Sorry, cariocas.
Tô dizendo aqui, gente, para quem não conhece, esse meu inglês de Cajazeiras do 11, de Boca da Mata, que a gente, que o samba nasceu na Bahia, é isso que a gente está dizendo, que ele não nasceu no Rio. É importante dizer isso para as pessoas que não são do Brasil, porque se tem uma visão diferente da realidade do país da gente. And I'm saying that, the samba probably was born in the countryside near here.
It's an area called the Recôncavo.
Recôncavo.
Which is where the first plantations in Bahia were.
Plantations of cana.
Sugar cane, tobacco. So there was a very, very high population of Africans.
Someone is Black Torch talking about Timbalada. It's wonderful. Carlinhos Brau.
They're considered an Afro-bloco.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Timbalada.
And when we're playing that songs, always we are working with the mixing of samba, of Ijexá, of reggae, and but Bahia is this
mixture of the rhythms.
Yeah, and what we show now is the samba like it born
like the original. Some of the original forms of samba, like from the countryside where it began.
You know, in Rio, they play like that. here, the people play.
Very different.
I know what song's coming.
A mulher do coronel resolveu me elogiar. A mulher do coronel, ai, ai, resolveu me elogiar. Ô, moleque, que bagunça no meio do samba. Seu negrito fez o seu pandeiro, me piquei com minha viola. Pra todo lado o povo corria. Quer saber o que sucedeu? Foi a vaca desapareceu e o bode dela fugia. Now it was a cow. Faz o boi aí, gente! A mulher do coronel. Ó, Catarina! Resolveu me elogiar. Que bagunça no meio do samba. Seu delício, zero, seu pandeiro. Me piquei com minha viola. Pra todo lado o povo corria. Quer saber o que sucedeu? Foi a vaca desapareceu e o bode dela fugia. Ô comadre, que beleza, sai da roda, põe a mesa. Simbora pro samba, mais eu vou nada. Simbora pro samba, mais eu. Bora, gente. Vou nada. Simbora pro samba, mais eu vou nada. Simbora pro samba, mais eu. Bora, Youssef. Vou nada.
I wish I could sing.
Um, dois, três, parou. A mulher do coronel.
Wow.
His original songs. Samba de roda.
Samba de roda. Samba da Bahia.
I think we might have time for one more song.
Well,
Negrume da Noite?
we'll play a song from Ileaê, Negrume da Noite. The Blackness of the Night.
And who is this for?
The
The rhythm is
lyrics-
Oxóssi, right?
the beginning of the song is a traditional song, candomblé song for Orixá Oxóssi.
And it's in Yoruba.
Yeah. Tuesday.
Goes from
And the day is
Thursday.
today,
And today is his day, Thursday.
Thursday.
So when I first got here and heard this at the rehearsals for Iliaye, this to me, it was like the black anthem of Bahia. When people would sing this at Iliaye's rehearsals, they would sing it with so much pride, kind of like how Lift Every Voice and Sing, how you would sing that on the stage if you're African American. It's just this anthem of like pride for who you are, and it says, Ileaye, you are the Lord of this great nation, and the other blacks clamor. Ask for your blessing, your blessing. It's just like it's a song of praise. celebrating Ileaye, celebrating African culture in Bahia, celebrating the connections to the Orishas, to the religion of Africa.
Yeah, that's very beautiful and important too. So let's
Shall we?
play.
All right. Forgive my Yoruba, which I'll probably sing incorrectly, but I'm American.
Oh.
I can't sing it. All right. You gotta do it in the key that I can do it. What key did we do yesterday?
Can I get it?
No? Maybe go out to.
Like a shot.
I'm not gonna be able to do the high one. I can't do that key. You gotta lower it. You gotta go.
Ode arere, ode komoro de mi mayo, komoro olire, no negro da noite, reluzia o dia, no perfil azeite, e a negritude criou, o negrume da noite, reluzia o dia, Paulinho do Ré, negrume da noite, e a negritude criou, constitui um universo de beleza, explorado pela raça negra, constitui um universo de beleza, explorado pela raça negra, por isso o negro lutou, e acabou, invejado e se consagrou. Por isso o negro lutou, e acabou, invejado e se consagrou. Aie, tu és o Senhor dessa grande nação, e hoje os negros clamam a benção, Ileaie, tu és o Senhor dessa grande nação, e hoje os negros clamam a benção, ode, comorode, ode arere, ode, comorode, ode arere, ode, comorode, ode arere, ode, comorode, ode arere.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to everybody that came to watch and visit. We actually got a comment from my cousin Rick. He said, "Would be nice for you to be here with your mother." I'm from Niagara Falls, New York, where it's cold all the time. I've been working on trying to get my mother down here with me, but there's a lot of little interworkings going on. But in any case, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, I hope you all stay safe. And I hope you enjoy this afternoon. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you, and come back. I'll do this again in 2 weeks, okay?
Can you put up the link to the playlist? Because we created a playlist.
Oh, right, yes.
With some of these, well, actually with all of the songs except his original songs. So if you liked it and you want to see, I want to hear some more Foho, we put the songs from today's presentation and a few other ones, and we'll be adding some more. And we'd love to come back. If you'll have us back, we'll be back.
I'm looking for it. Hold on.
I think I sent it to you on WhatsApp. I think.
Obrigado, viu, gente? Todo mundo que deu o apoio daqui, aos brazucas todos. Thank you so much, you from the US and other places of the world. And Yusef, it was wonderful. I'm very nervous because my English, you know, is English like the São Paulo English. It was wonderful opportunity to because it's
share more about Brazil.
Share more about Brazil.
Yeah, so much of this music, I mean, you know this, Yusef, in the United States, you wouldn't really hear Ijexá or Baião or things like this. So it's a great opportunity that you've given us to share more of Brazil's music with the world. Because I think, you know, a lot of it is not heard outside of Brazil. So that's the playlist. You can go on Spotify and listen to your favorite songs and, you know, comment and like and let us know. And hopefully you'll, this will open the door to a new world of Brazil for you.
We hope so.
Yes.
Thank you, and I hope everybody. Oh, you know what I was going to tell everybody, because whenever we do these, I always get lots of questions about coming to Brazil, and quite a few people want to move to Brazil, which is a very big deal. Brazil is my new home, but I've been doing something that I did it privately before. Now I'm doing it publicly, and I've actually put it on my LinkedIn. For those of you who are my friend there, you already know, and for those of you who don't, I'll show you. Everyone can add me on LinkedIn. I'm under that's who I am. And when you add me on LinkedIn, the first thing I'll say is scroll down. I tell everybody this all the time. Don't look at the resume first. I tell everyone to look at the recommendations. These are people who I've done work with, worked for, done contracts with, who know me professionally, and they can say, yeah, that guy's who he claims to be. And these are people that put their professional name next to their endorsement of who I am. Let's see. This is what I've been doing. I've been doing almost full-time expat relocation services, meaning I've been helping people do everything from their residency, visa permits, processing, CNPJ, CRNM, SUS card. So if anyone here needs something like that, feel free to contact me. Another place where a lot of people know who I am is because aside from that, people who do it themselves or they need help with other things, a lot of them find me on my Patreon, and my Patreon I'll add here because it's something that has grown quite a bit with quite a few people who, and I tell people this all the time, my Patreon is a lot less exciting than YouTube because when I say things like move abroad, well, this is where you get the actual technical information on how to move abroad. Small things that a lot of people don't think about as far as business, savings, different things that have facilitated me being able to live in 15 different countries around my lifetime. One of the biggest things that I've been dealing with now is, where is it? I'll show it to you. There is an entry that we did about finding and getting your FBI and your security clearance from the federal government, which is there. How to get background checks for immigration and expat visas. That's been a big one. That's been something a lot of people have been talking to me about. So I'm here, and Kleber, if you need me, my email, I'll put it on the screen. YusefWateef at gmail.com. So that's for you, Kleber. If you want to email me there, go right ahead. And if I'm not mistaken, Black Torch wanted to chat with me about that as well. So I'm here if you need me. And here's the information on Patreon for those who didn't catch it the first time around. So I'll say that to say this. Thank you, and I hope everybody stays safe.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Obrigado, gente. Tchau.
See you next time. Thanks, Yusef.
Até a próxima. Tchau, gente. Obrigado. Se inscrevam no canal de Yusef, vocês brasileiros, viu, gente?
E do Lênio.
Vamos lá. Entra mesmo. Vai ser um prazer.
So I think, wait a minute.